EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Rubik.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Shadow Demon.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Good day, friends, and here we go with the Arena of Blood Season 2 tournament, where we are watching Nemiga versus Team Empire Hope. We're here up in the draft. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful day. Today, all the great plays, the games, the excitement is all for you. To tell us if anything is wrong today, just tell us if there's any things we should fix, sound levels wise, etc. We have had some problems in the past, so we're just gonna be listening to the chat to make sure that everything is primo quality for all of you wonderful people. Right. Let's get right to it. Before we actually start with the game, we should make a little shout out to our sponsors. Guys, our partner EGB.com gives you an awesome proposal. The first deposit bonus up to $600. At EGB.com, you can also find convenient service, daily quests, and a bonus system. Interested? Click on the banner in the broadcast to learn more. Let's get right to it. Team Empire Hope versus Nemiga. Nemiga started with the Dragon Knight, Jakiro, and Shadow Demon. A bit of a dragon combo we got going on. Dragon Knight that we've seen a lot as they kind of carry a bit mid lane, somewhat off laner as well, together with the Jakiro. Actually has a really strong laning experience. Both Jakiro and Shadow Demon output a ridiculous amount of magical damage, so you actually combine them to have a pretty solid team fight in early to mid game kill potential. Team Empire Hope, though, they run with the Tusk, Beastmaster, Rubik, and Ricky, so we have been seeing a lot more of this kind of Rubik in the 5 position, which I'm very surprised about. Maybe the changes made him a much more viable 5, but he hasn't had the best win rate, to be honest. He has a bit of comebacks, but that's it. Hello, no welcome. He has had a couple of comebacks, but usually the Rubik 5 has not been that effective, but it seems like Team Empire Hope are trying it out as well. In this tournament, his win rate is currently sitting at 50%, one of which was an incredible comeback by Extremum, so I don't love this hero. The Tusk and the Beastmaster, not the greatest combination either, but they're both really strong in the lane, so it's perfectly fine. And you have a good way to deal with BKBs, which was why Nemiga immediately picks up the Phantom Lancer. Team Empire Hope have a great way of dealing with single targets. Tusk, Beastmaster, Ricky are all great single target murderers, but they struggle a bit against these kind of these illusion-based heroes that require the AoE control. In fact, they don't have any AoE control because Rubik doesn't provide that either unless you steal like an Ice Path or something, which is actually quite easy, and Rubik is a really hard counter to Jakiro, so that should be said, because his cast point is incredibly reduced. So that means that Jakiro, who already has really useful
5
spells,
seconds remaining.
his only real weakness, Jakiro, is the cast point, right? If you have, it's really hard to actually do a proper ice path because it takes so long to actually commit to it. But Rubik can steal it, have a 0.1 cast point, and then you're perfectly fine. So it's actually kind of a counter in that sense. It's also really easy to steal any of Jakiro's spells, and honestly, they're all really good. Ricky is going to have to build up a Battle Fury probably as a third item here. I'm imagining Diffusal Blade, BKB, Battle Fury to deal with the Phantom Lancer. But it's going to be a bit difficult because as of now, Nemiga has not shown any easy targets for you to kill. Yeah, Jakiro's a bit slow and lumbering, but he can withstand the Ricky long enough to be saved by a Dragon Tail or a Disruption or even Phantom Lancer mitigating some damage. Shadow Demon always will have the Disruption, so all we need is really a Force Staff to save him from the smoke screen. And jumping him won't be that easy because there probably will be people around him. So not too many targets. Perhaps Shadow Demon the only viable target right now for Empire Hope. Let's see what Nemiga picks up as their last pick. They think that Empire Hope think that DK is going to be played offlane. I also agree that most likely we're going to see a DK in the offlane.
5 seconds remaining.
What can we see then as their mid laner? Honestly, DP would have been really
Dire
good.
team pick.
They're going to run a... Oh, Batter. Okay, so they're trying to counter the Ricky a bit. They actually acknowledge they have a really good lineup already. All they need is time, because the early game is going to be a bit difficult for them. So they pick up a Bat Rider to counter the Ricky, and there's very few heroes that really beat the Dragon Knight in lane. Since now the OD is not really a hero that's played at all, you don't really have any heroes that can really destroy the Dragon Knight.
10 seconds
Maybe you would have
remaining.
considered something a bit weird, like a Silencer mid, but then you have a Silencer versus Phantom Lancer, which is
5
not great.
seconds remaining.
Ricky struggles against DK as well, so you can't really send him mid if that was the case. Well, actually, that wouldn't be too bad. You could send the Ricky mid and then perhaps pick up a Sven as your carry to deal with the Phantom Lancer, but yeah. You could also run a Void Spirit. Void Spirit against DK trades ever so nicely because they're both melee heroes. Lone Druid is a classic, but all these heroes are not heroes that deal well with the PL, so the lane is a bit difficult here. And it's not like you ever really destroy Dragon Knight in lane, because worst case scenario, he kicks you out of lane afterwards and proceeds to take your tower. So it's not really. Yeah, it's not going to be the easiest thing to counter. Let's see what Empire Hope runs here as their mid laner. You could run me the Konka, actually. I don't mind the Konka. Dealing with the Phantom Lancer can actually stop the Bat Rider lasso pretty effectively because you expect to spot the victim. And then the Bat Rider loses the lasso completely. The DK doesn't... I mean, he's okay against Konka. It's kind of an even matchup. And Konka deals well with Phantom Lancer. I think Konka is the pick here, to be honest. I think Konka is really good. You also add some AoE teamfight, which you kind of need. And he's not too vulnerable to things like this. I mean, Disruption is the only issue. Shadow Demon does counter you, actually. Shadow Demon does counter you a lot with the Disruption. So Konka might be a bit screwed over because of that. But besides that, I don't think there's much of a problem. Slark as the pick. Okay, so is this Slark? Yeah, so they are running the Ricky mid and then running the Slark as the carry. You know, I actually don't mind the Slark too much. I think Slark is actually really good against DK. You have two Diffusal Blade carriers, which is a great way of dealing with a Dragon Knight because he usually lacks the mana. In fact, until you get your mana reach and talent, you're kind of struggling because you depend completely on Soul Ring, which is not great. Like I did mention, the Ricky does not do too well against DK in lane. DK does have a considerable advantage, but I don't think it's going to be enough to the point that you would... Like, it's just okay. It's just gonna be okay.
Ten seconds remaining.
I think that running a
5
Ricky versus
seconds
Dragon Knight means they're both gonna be trading farm quite nicely. So you shouldn't be too worried. Unless they do run the Slark versus Dragon Knight, which does seem to be the case now. I'm mistaken about the positioning. I'm just gonna double check, but... Yeah, it is. It is a Slark mid. Okay. Slark mid actually has a pretty good lane against Dragon Knight. Actually, really solid, but the problem here is that Ricky, of course, against Bat Rider is going to be stuck a bit. So you kind of depending on Slark to be your space creator, and we haven't seen Slark as a space creator in a long time. Meta's a bit too quick right now. I remember back in TI8 or so when... Was it TI8? No, not TI8. TI9? right? That was the last one we had. Yeah, TI9. When you would actually see the Slark as a mid quite often. In fact, leading up to TI9, you would see the Slark as a mid quite often, especially by teams like Beast Coast. They used to love that on Chris Luck, for example. But it lost favor because it became quite too slow, right? A lot of heroes that countered it as well in the mid lane. It was not that great of a pick. But since here, I mean, since here Nemiga seems to be running the Bad Rider mid as well, I actually can't really measure this. It does seem like the Rick is going to be running against DK then? Oh no, there's going to be a lot of musical lanes between the off lane and the mid lane since both Bat Rider and DK can play the 3 and 2 roles, and both Slark and Ricky can play the 2 and 1 roles. So we'll see. The issue, of course, that this lineup is a bit slow. You were kind of counting on your early game being strong just based on the Beastmaster, Rubik, and the Tusk. But since Nemiga actually went for a relatively quick lineup as well, with that last pick of the Bat Rider, the Shadow Demon, the Jakiro, you're both kind of even in terms of tempo. You're not going to have enough space creation to deal with a PL early and to win this game early, which is the original hope I was seeing. So you're going to have to itemize against the PL. We might see... I mean, there's definitely... There's definitely an idea that Ricky can go Battle Fury as a third item, and Slark could probably go Mjolnir as a third item. I haven't seen Mjolnir Slark in a long time, but it is a way they used to deal with the PL. Maybe, but it's tough. These are both heroes that don't love dealing with PL, right? They're heroes that are naturally countered. It's like when you grab Wraith King and Wraith King gets a Mjolnir, yes, can he kill a PL? Of course, you know, any hero can. Otherwise, that hero would be too OP. But at the same time, is it easy for him? Is the build convenient? Not really. And especially if they run the Bad Rider mid and the DK in the offlane, oof, you're going to have a bit of a tough time because Bad Rider is extremely quick, especially if you run him in the mid lane, because you can go for a travel boots, even drums build like the old Chinese Bad Rider. And oof, you put lane pressure everywhere. You imagine to get solo kills no matter what. There's not really many ways to deal with you because you can just lasso whomever you see, except for the Slark, of course. So it's going to be a bit tough. I don't know if I love these last picks by Empire. I don't know if they're going to be able to deal with the PL. I'm almost siding with Nemiga just by default, but Empire has shown that they're capable of playing really quick games as well. And that is something that they should be wary about. I mean, the games I've seen from Empire Hope this tournament, and I call them Empire Hope, it doesn't matter, right, guys? It's a secondary team, but it's the only team they currently have, so long live Empire. Empire has shown, at least in this tournament, to be able to play kind of stompy games almost. They play really quick, they destroy their enemies immediately, they know how to play the push game, even with heroes that they don't like pushing with. We've seen a couple bans against them that were heroes that they were loving, like Lycan or the Weaver, which they were utilizing to great effect. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm interested in this. Empire has shown a really high level of mechanical skill, so I'm not going to discount them just yet, even if their draft does not bring me the utmost confidence right now. I don't think it's easy to say any team, if I'm honest with you guys, is an easy win of either side, ever, because let's be honest, guys, if you've been watching this tournament, you have seen that this tournament has been a bit out of whack. You know, a lot of best of threes going to the third game. The first two games are stomps, one for either team. The last game is this incredible throw / comeback game. You know, we have seen a lot of this in this tournament, so I don't think that we should be... you really shouldn't be trusting anything in your senses. You know, these teams are as inconsistent and as amazing as they come. So they will sometimes pull out all their stops, and they will play the best Dota I've ever seen, honestly. Like, CIS teams sometimes will just bring out... Unlike teams like in SCA or South America, where they're inconsistent. You can tell their players are good, and mechanically they're always good, but tactically they're always bad. Not actually, but like they lack the experience usually to have that. It's a very clear divide. You know, they make wrong tactical mistakes, but they can make the right mechanical plays. CIS is nothing like that. They will make the wrong tactical mistakes and then proceed to make a play that is 9,000 IQ. Sometimes they'll be the best mechanical players. Other times they'll seem to misclick almost all their skills. It's amazing. And especially when you get into the tier 2, tier 3 kind of teams, you get this even more often. So it's always wonderful to watch this Dota because at the very least, it's always entertaining, even if you can't ever say anything for certain. It's hard attack Dota. I love that they've changed. The microphone runs DSwordfish. I don't know what that means. Do I run the microphone? Do they run the microphone? Who knows?
Why prolong the inevitable? I'll be creeping while you are sleeping.
That is a line.
You are sleeping.
I had never heard the line from Beastmaster. I'll be creeping while you are sleeping. I'll be creeping while you're sleeping. Why is that a line? What does that have to do with Beastmaster lore? Is it creeping because he's creeping through the underbrush and like the jungle? And he's like, oh, you know, he's supposed to be saying that he's gonna be like hunting him down? Because you usually don't creep. I mean, I guess do you creep to a sleeping? Ooh, that's really creepy, mate. Like not the your kind of creeping, but the one that puts you in jail, Beastmaster. That's why would you say that to anyone? Why would you say that? Also, why would you tell your victim that you're gonna hunt them down or sexually harass them, whichever of the ones that saying means? Terrible line. I had never heard that. Oof. Not terrible line, but like there's so many implications. There's a couple things in Dota that have so many implications. They kind of ruin some of the lore. Like for example, when the Phoenix taunt, the fact that Phoenix drops an egg, a fried egg, right? Which means that he burns up whatever embryos he's cooking up in there, so Phoenix can never have children, and that's like a whole. It's a part of the lore now because of the taunt, you know. Phoenix is going to be forever sterile, and that it gives me the creeps every single time. We're watching the guy kill his unborn child because he will never be able to have children because he's too much fire. That's terrible. Okay, this is a great smoke, by the way. This is something some of the plays that we've been seeing by Empire Hope a lot, actually. We've been seeing these plays very often, like early smokes, playing with 4 actually super early. I think that Nemiga is actually doing something similar, but they're going for the outpost instead. Whereas Empire has measured this correctly. They have better level 1s just because of Tusk alone. Oh, the Chikiro saw them. Oh, that was bad. They have better level 1s because of Tusk, so they can definitely fight this. That was a good smoke, but they weren't able to control the high ground. They were a bit impatient there. When you smoke is so important that you get the better position, of course, right? And in Dota, the high ground just means so much. So here, you should have really tried to keep up the high ground and try to surprise them by doing that. Because the enemy team was definitely not expecting 4 heroes to run here. In the end, you wasted a smoke. I mean, not wasted a smoke, but you used the smoke, and you only got some bounty runes in return. No kills or anything. So they see the batter in mid. They know the batter is going to be going mid. Ricky is body blocking. So they want the Slark versus DK matchup, it seems, and Ricky versus Batrider. Okay, actually, the Ricky versus Batrider is a pretty solid matchup in the mid lane. It actually changed a lot between the long lane, which is what this lane used to be called, and the mid lane. Because the off lane was called the long lane for a reason. It was the fact that it's just, you know, it's a very... there's a lot of space between you and the towers, right? So the Blink Strike, while it gives you some distance, it might not always be enough, because Batrider can actually dive towers quite effectively. But in the mid lane, I mean, Batrider can dive towers, but you can't dive towers immediately, right? You can't just go under the tower and stay there for 8 seconds while you try to kill the Ricky. Ricky's mobility in the mid lane is enough to most likely save him from most of your Firefly attempts. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Batrider went for like a 3-1-1 build or a 2-1-2 just to take a point and flame break to actually be able to harass the Ricky beyond the Firefly, because Ricky's mobility is going to really screw you over in the mid lane. So I think it's actually kind of smart. I disagree kind of with the choice of putting the Batrider there, to be honest, because if you put the Batrider in the off lane and you put the DK mid and the DK has to fight against the Slark, okay, you know, whatever, no big deal. I guess Bat has a bit better lane against the Ricky, but DK has a worse lane against the Slark. But DK can still get lasted. Slark doesn't completely kick you out. So it doesn't seem like they want to play musical lanes at all. And I don't think you're gonna do too well here in the offlane, even with the help of your support. To be honest, against the Slark. The Tusk is much stronger as support than the Shadow Demon, so they're probably gonna play as aggressively as possible. And level 1 Dragon Blood I think gives you 3 armor, which amounts to, if Dragonhead has like 2 to 3 base armor, you have like 5 armor, so you have like a 20 to 30% resistance, right? Physical resistance. So tag team still deals a considerable amount of damage. Nobody won the first map. A good trick whenever you go to a stream and you want to figure it out. Oh, who won the first map? What map are we on? You see there's little squares. These little squares next to the time, right? You see where there's like a sun and there's 0059, and next are the kill scores, right? Between the kill scores and the time, there's actually these small squares, and if they're highlighted yellow, that means that a team has already won a game. So if none of the squares are highlighted, it means that no game has passed. So this is game number 1, of course. It's a good way to not have to ask every single stream. Just check the squares, man. Check the squares. Dota has a great spectator client for a reason. Let's appreciate it. Yeah. It's very useful, and that way you can check immediately. You don't even have to ask the streamer or the chat or whatever, and you can see it on screen, which is fantastic. This always gives me the heebie-jeebies, man. Seeing the paused heroes and the paused heroes blinking. Do you guys think they're aware that they're paused in time, like some sort of god who's also puppeteering them, right, and controlling them, is pausing them in time? You know, freezing them, their muscles start to atrophy, they don't know what to do. It's like what it feels like to be in a coma. It's terrible. In the top lane, they get the first blood here. Actually, against Lightless, surprisingly. Okay, Shadow Demon level 1. You know, I think Slark might have gone for Essence Shift, and you underestimate the level 1 power of Shadow Poison. Sure, Tag Team is good, but Tag Team becomes much better level 2. And while Shadow Poison does the same thing, Shadow Poison level 1 is much stronger than Tag Team level 1. And Lightless might have made a mistake here going for the Essence Shift. He's a bit too cocky, thinking this lane was still beneficial to him against Dragon Knight. And while it is, Astral makes a world of difference. I mean, Lightless, you gotta evade these Shadow Poisons. You have 4 stacks already. There's, again, no Dark Pact, so he's going to be killed off here quickly. They just need one more hit from the Shadow Demon. They're going to get the second kill. DK tanks the tower. It's all perfect. They play this wonderfully. A second kill quickly against the Slark. And you're already a team that used to play a bit quicker than the enemy team because you don't have a way to deal with a PL, so this is not looking good for you. And Bat is actually doing really well against Rookie here in the middle lane, so it's not been that bad. These lanes have been worked nicely. Maybe I underestimated the Shadow Demon as well, my analysis. I was hoping that Tusk would actually do more against them, but they're too afraid of Shadow Poison. In the bottom lane, Empire hoping to get a kill here against Fervian to kind of even the odds. Fervian has to run away, has still a mangle. There's the boar trying to slow him down. They don't have vision. Boar still hurting him. The salve is going to come up any second, though. Once the boar poison's out, there's the salve, and we still have the mango, though, and they continue to chase. So aware of this, aware he had Magic Stick and Mango, they really couldn't run under the tower, because Dual Breath is a great way to cancel these initiations.
I think not.
No Jewel in the mid lane has actually pushed the Riki out completely. I want to see what his build is, though. I'm very curious. I don't know if he went for a point in Flame Break. Lightless finally has a point in Dark Pact. This evens the odds out in this lane much more, but because of the early 2 kills, Lightless was behind in experience. Look at this. Tusk is level 3, and Slark is level 2. Which I can only presume means the enemy is also level 3, both of them, which makes it really difficult. See, at least he's gone for a single point of Firefly, but the tricks of the trade really effective. It's what I'm talking about. A lot of damage, and he actually kills Mellow Jewel. Dies in the process, but is okay with this because you got the experience out of this matchup. This is the power of a Riki, right? You can't underestimate him in close quarters because tricks of the trade in the middle lane covers roughly a third of the lane, which is brutal. And Blink Strike also saves you, you know, a third of the lane, so it's actually very good. Astral. He does not realize that Stark decides to get rid of the Shadow Poison quickly. You do have 2 points in tag team now, but you actually can play aggressively. Those 2 kills actually meant so much. And Lightless, I think he committed a blunder. I think he didn't understand the power spikes of this lane, whereas your level 3 was when you start destroying the enemy team. Oh, bottom lane, James also going to die. Nefrit going for more. Mastery maybe the target. No, SI and the support is enough. So they misunderstood this lane. They thought that they were going to win from the get-go, and it wasn't the case. Slark does beat the DK, but you kind of need a couple levels as in shift to make that a reality. In the middle lane, we also get another kill onto the Takai. Mellow Jewel is... I don't know if he's winning the lane. He seems to be winning in last hits, but not really in denies. It's kind of an even-ish lane, slightly sided the way of Mellow Jewel. They understood how powerful Astral is. Now they can finally go for a kill, though. Oh, but the Disruption might save Astral. Tag Team still annoying him. That's Tag Team completely wasted. Slark goes in for the pounds. He does have level 1 pounds, but that means 1-1-1 build. They'll get the kill on Astral. The Slark get the extra agility. He does. And they might even kill the Courier. Ekno on a bit of ADHD here, not knowing what to go for. In the end, he's just going to let both things go.
Should help.
Okay, so Nemiga versus Empire Hope. Nemiga's had a bit of an upper hand in kills in these lanes. The Batrider and the DK have been doing, you know, quite well for themselves, really. The PL maybe a bit struggling, but compared to the Riki, but compared to the Slark, he's still beating him, so it's fine. Beastmaster has been a nice little counter to the PL. However, their lane also has lost the hero, right? So it's not the easiest thing either. Just that PL can just easily come into the lane and farm. Let's see what happens here, because Nemiga now has to turn this into probably a lot of space, or this space, right, into farm for the PL and also into kill potential for the Batrider. He is going for the travel build. I love this build for mid Batrider. I think it's the best way to utilizing him. I actually wouldn't mind if he went for an early blink this game, even though I'm a big fan of the Chinese Batrider with drums, because early blink is incredibly effective at getting these solo kills that you're probably looking for, right? As I mentioned, most of this team is vulnerable to that lasso. You don't have any ways of dispelling it. You don't have an Oracle in your team, and it's really just a Dark Pact to make sure that Slark can't get caught by it. So Nemiga's looking good for now, but we'll see how this progresses, and we'll see also, you know, how they decide to deal with the PL later on, because it could be that Empire Hope just put all their eggs in the dealing with PL basket, and they go for an earlier Battle Fury. Maybe they even go for a Slark that actually decides to go for Maelstrom first. Again, I haven't seen this build in a long time, but you're dealing with a PL, you know, you gotta do something crazy. Astral, okay, there's the pounce. They don't actually catch him, but they should be able to kill him regardless. There we go. Lightless gets another kill against him. Chosen One, that does hurt a lot against Lightless. Just proceeds to attack him, but they can't kick him out. In the middle lane, they get a killing spree here from Melojewel. James rotates, but Melojewel with a haste rune. He's not going to be caught out here. Gets another kill against the Ricky. Solo kill this time, so it's 3 kills the way of Batrider in this lane. And 2 of which he actually was living there. You know, it was living to actually acquire the experience. So he's doing very well for himself. His net worth at 3,000, but more important, his experience is skyrocketing. Didn't go for a single point in Flame Break. The Firefly was enough. These rotations by Empire have been a bit slow, and they've overestimated Ricky's mobility. Thought they could get away from Firefly. Wasn't the case. Especially because Bat is going to go for the Trial Boots. It's going to become even more difficult to do so. Chosen One starts to put some pressure against the tower. He acknowledges the threat of a Slark right now. Ah, nice little snowball to kick him away. Eknar was pretending like he was going for him. That's actually not a bad idea. Astral's still lurking about, right? But Chosen One is just trying to keep the poison up on the tower as much as possible. They have both Dragonet and Jakiro to put pressures on towers early, but Jakiro unfortunately cannot really do so as his lane is going pretty badly. In fact, Jakiro might actually die here. They have 1 level of access to add some extra damage, and Fervian is going to be body blocked slightly by Mastery. That's going to be sufficient to bring this dragon down. PL, though, keeps on farming nicely, so he is still being the Slark and the Ricky right now. Not too unhappy about this. In the top lane, it does seem like the Takaya was hoping to go for the Chosen One, but Astral seems like a much juicier and easy target. So Astral, with a tag team, what are you going to do? You can't get away. They use the final Blink Strike to commit to his death. And Empire Hope are starting to recover in terms of kills. You know, their early rotations are working nicely, and even though they do require Diffusal Blade to actually be truly effective, in these early stages of the game, a simple tricks of the trade and mobility is all you need to get these kills. Mastery in the bottom lane, a bit slowed. I don't know if they have enough damage to bring this kill, though. Nefrit does lack mana to actually use anything else. Mastery trying to use that tree for protection, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. However, Mastery is going to have enough HP to save himself. Here in the middle lane, they catch Lightless another time. This Batrider, brutal, just destroying anything that comes into his lane. He has been a true defender of this lane, and this Batrider has been playing very similar to how you used to play mid-Veno, right? I don't care what comes into my lane. I don't care what your name is. I don't discriminate. I kill everything in sight. And it's making it really difficult because the mid lane is becoming the dead lane, so nobody can really come through this lane. They even go for a kill on Tusk. I think this is a guaranteed kill as well. Snowball has been used. Firefly should have enough duration still. There we go. The Snowball, he's burning up, and one more hit will do the trick. Eknard's gonna go down too. Melojewel, mate, you're a support. You can't fight it against this guy. Melojewel is killing people left, right, and center, and getting closer and closer to those travel boots. And once he gets them, he'll start to rotate as well, and not just start being a lane dominator. On the top lane, they get a kill against Tatakai in addition to a tower. Chosen One also being effective. So no lane's really going that badly. They managed to kind of stop the PL's farm a bit in the early game, but now PL recovered completely and is beating the Beastmaster thanks to the power that a Jakiro brings in lane. So Empire Hope, I don't know. I don't know what you're planning on doing here, but your fast lineup has kind of been crushed. You need your core items. You need to be able to just regroup and play the game that you're drafting for. Alright, dual breath just for the little boar. Oh, Bat also went for a bottle. Okay, I like that even more. Lane domination. Haste is picked up by Lightless. They're chasing after the Batrider right now. No, they decide it's impossible because it's a Batrider, so he's going to be fine. That does seem logical. 9-5 the score. Nemiga with a 3k lead. The Shadow Demon is slowly going down here. And here comes Lightless going for the Beastmaster as well. Sorry, the Phantom Lancer as well. And Phantom Lancer in trouble, but Doppelganger's to safety. Here's the rotation from Elo Jewel as well. And the Batterier's in your lane. You know what's happened when Batter is here. Lightless just lost his Shadow Dance. Used it to try to kill Nefert. Nefert trying to get away, but there's 4 heroes nearby. Nefert's still alive. Meanwhile, Lightless being body blocked by the Jakiro, who's keeping him busy. Somehow they can't kill Nefert, but they're concentrating on the Batter instead, who's a much more valuable target. And they will manage to secure that kill. Nefert is not able to TP away. One Fable. And Nefert is gone. The only man to survive this engagement is the Jakiro. You just lost your 2 cores, 2 of your most important cores right now, really. And it's only really DK that keeps on farming in that top lane. This is not good for you. They even took a tower, Masteries and Necronomicons. Yeah, that was bad. That was a nice little comeback for Empire Hope. They had to get these kills and they accomplished it properly. I think Nemiga maybe overestimated how powerful the Batrider was. You should have rotated 1 extra support there. It should have been the Shadow Demon there too. The lack of Shadow Demon made it impossible. Thank you for pointing out that he does have a TP here. So in the bottom lane, another engagement here, trying to get some counter kills. James did steal the Ice Path, one of the best steals you can get on Rubik. But it's not a high level of an Ice Path. They might have enough damage to kill him. They're actually going for 2 kills at the same time. Maybe getting a bit greedy. Still can't secure the James kill. The Will Breath finally to finish him off, but the Ice Path does catch the Batrider with Tricks of the Trade. Meloju is again in trouble. Gets 1 last Flame Break, but it's not going to be sufficient to kill anyone. And he himself will die. Whereas the Jakiro is also being chased down. Uses the Macropyre, trying to push this lane. Make sure they can take a tier 2 in the process. Not bad, but you will die as a result for this. Fervian, unfortunately under the tower, is going to go down to Lightless. Alright, this is not looking too good because you're slowly recovering for Slark and for the Ricky. But now, what they did do properly is that Batrider is actually giving space to both the DK and the Phantom Lancer, which are more of your carries really this game. So it's not that big a deal, simply because they're actually getting space now. Last time you died under your tower, you lost the PL in the process. That was really bad. This time, yeah, you only lost the Batrider, which could have been worse, and more importantly, you also died really far away from the tower. So you made sure they couldn't push your tier 2 in the process. It was not that bad. There's the Walrus Punch into Astral. Mastery is nearby. They have Roar, so Astral. If they want to secure this kill, they can. However, maybe they don't have enough range. Okay. They don't want to commit the Primal Roar or commit to this kill at all. They don't know what the enemy team is, so they're going to just let this go. The PL's been farming effectively in the mid lane. We see a smoke here from Empire. They lack offensive vision, though, unfortunately, for the smoke. Smoke does include only the 3 heroes that are supposed to be creating space. You're creating space for the Stark and Ricky is effective. Of course, those 2 heroes farm slower than both a Dragon Knight and a PL, but, you know, small victories. Empire, what are you planning on doing? What is this smoke? You see the smoke has not broken. Okay, Rubik has broken his smoke. Not sure how, though. He shouldn't have been near anything. In fact, James now could be in trouble. Is he the bait? Was this on purpose? Dual Breath. There's a Flame Break. They want to go for James first. Macropropel's Ice Path. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, James is gone. Melojoule does receive a fair amount of damage, but they're going for Mastery in the backlines, and Mastery is as good as dead, with a Tusk also joining them in this inferno of fire and flames. Alright, well, Gank Squad is also dead right now. 3 heroes smoked up, 3 heroes died. This is the saddest story I've seen in a while. Empire Hope are unable to create the space they were looking for, and they also feed the enemy team. A little bit of Uber Eats here in this game, as the Chosen One proceeds to push up in this top lane. Now, Tatakai hoping to kill Astro, but Astro, I don't know if he was setting a trap here. He uses the vision quite effectively. He has no disruption though. But Tatakai will be able to get the kill. And there was no rotations here, unfortunately. Doesn't seem like they wanted to fight this. Melojoule, seeing the opportunity to kill Lightless, uses the Firefly. Lightless, okay, immediately Challenge. No TP though. Melojoule's a bit scared. Their tier 1 is still standing, and TPs could come any second. So he's just gonna save him. He's just gonna play this defensively and not go for the Slark.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Illusion!
Force Staff is the next item for Batrider. I love this. You need Force Staffs in general for your whole team. It's the best counter to Ricky, so yeah, please do. I would hope to see a Force Staff on Jakiro and a Force Staff on the Shadow Demon as well. To be honest, screw the Yulsetter on Jakiro. I mean, Yulsetter is okay on Jakiro maybe, but Force Staff for sure on Shadow Demon. Don't go Aether Lens this game. Okay, you get 3 bounty runes already for Nemiga. Not bad. A bit of a win there in terms of bounties. Still leading in net worth, of course. And this is the problem, right? You might be able to get kills, but as long as the Phantom Lancer is leading in net worth, and as long as they can make it to the late game, I don't think it matters. I don't think you should really I think you should definitely be concerned here. Jewel proceeding to push these creeps away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nemiga.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're kind of bordering now the initiation. Okay, Dagger Knight goes in. Dragon Tail immediately onto Mastery. Can they kill him? Ice Path used to control him. And then they even commit the lasso here for Mastery, but the expense of Marlow Jewel as well. So that's 1 for 1 for now. Macropyre's been dropped. They're fighting in the Macropyre. They kill Eknar for free. Chosen One still lasting this whole engagement, but double damage on Ricky does hurt a lot right now. Fervian trying to get away. He's not going to be successful at doing so. Ricky's still trying to find the Chosen One, hitting Astral instead. Astral, you got to keep careful with that range. The PL is nowhere to be seen. They're still fighting this. They're hoping to kill the Ricky. Is that enough damage? They will. With a Shadow Poison, Ricky's gone. And James, last victim in this engagement. You cannot beat the Dragon Knight alone. He might steal Dragon Tail, but you'll do nothing with it. Chosen One lasts this whole engagement fantastically as the tank. They give space to the PL, and they still proceed to kill the enemy Ricky. Very well played here, Nemiga. Huge win for them, because this was a massive amount of space for a PL and kills for the Chosen One. So it's a win entirely for this team. Empire thought they could win this engagement because they have DD on Ricky, but they weren't able to select the targets properly. They ignored the Shadow Demon for too long. The Shadow Poison was a bit too strong. And on top of that, the Dragon Knight tanked all of their damage. Going for Mastery first took away all initiation they could have had, and that just condemned them completely. We're seeing a PL, by the way, that's time to go first for that Manta style rather than Diffusal Blade. It's interesting. Okay, now he's finished up, or he will finish up Manta and then go for Diffusal Blade. Why do you want Manta first? What is there to dispel here? I mean, there's no silences besides the smoke screen, which Manta does not dispel, of course. I guess maybe if you want to evade the Primal Roar, give yourself an extra second with Manta style, could be. Dispel maybe the Fate Bolt? I can only imagine. The Pounce, I don't know if that still works. Lightless, okay, Demonic Purge. Yeah, they can kill Lightless right now. They have a lasso, they do not. Shallow Dan's been forced out. They're going for Eknar as well. Eknar's destroyed in a matter of seconds. And Lightless, where are you going? The Pounce is up in 5 seconds. Melojewel has no lasso. They're going to manage to hit him with a Dragon Tail, and that will make sure they get some fried fish for dinner. Nemiga taking 2 kills for free, really. Not losing a single person in this engagement. And PL even participates in them, showcasing his newly acquired Manta style. Next item, Diffusal Blade. Bad Rider, despite all his deaths, still is top of the net worth, so he's managing to still find farm regardless. And Empire Hope, your carries are just a bit too poor right now. Nemiga is showcasing what a real carry looks like. Tatakai is being burnt up here in the bottom lane. He needs some mobility. Where's the Blink Strike? They forced him forward, and Melojewel, thanks to the force staff, gets that kill on Ricky, together with a Tusk who cannot withstand this punishment. Very well played here, Nemiga. Very well played. Another core kill for free here that you get as Nemiga.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, we're seen to take some quick kills to chose, or seem to just farm pit. Dragon Tail used here. Double Dragon. Alright, Double Dragon onto you. How do you deal with the best video game of all time? You cannot. They take down the Beastmaster easily. James, in trouble in the trees. You shouldn't have shown yourself, man. You already lost your core. They have the clumsy hand on Bad Rider. There's no way you can run away. And this is actually great because Bad Rider usually has struggles against TPs. We actually see the DK going for the drums build here. They don't manage to steal the rune in time, but they will get a free kill out of this. Anyone? Anyone want to kill this Tusk? Eknar? Alright, he's just going to get away for now. There we go. Shadow Poison to finish him off. And they at least fish a Dragon Skill, I guess, in this time. They actually just dusted the Ricky, Chosen One, just running towards him. Thanks to those drums, he can guarantee that Dragon Tail. I don't know if they have enough damage to kill him, though. He has been slowed down. There's the Clumsy Net, plus the Firefly. Smoke screen used. Force Staff is ready. Hatakai is slowed by the Demonic Purge. Still trying to use the Blink Strikes to get away. They just need a bit more damage. Demonic Purge is so close to killing him, but they need the last bit. They get the breathe fire, they missed, they don't know where the Riki is, they lack the vision, and the Chosen One, unfortunately, will not get this kill. Riki, who, by the way, is desperately trying to find, I believe it's a Battle Fury. He's only halfway there. It's very slow Battle Fury. Very, very slow. They are putting all their eggs in a single basket, which is the we hope we can beat PL with these bad builds basket. Now, I don't know if that's going to work out. Empire. There you go. 4-man smoke for Empire. From behind, Jakiro might actually tank the smoke. Jakiro's just like, taking a walk through the woods. Hope there's nobody here. And he actually does make it out alive. There we go. They stick Jakiro under the ward. I don't think you should go to the Jakiro. That's a waste of a smoke. Waste of a smoke. Do not go for the Jakiro. Go for something much more valuable. But PL already, I think, might have Diffusal Blade, actually. In effort. Yeah, look at this. Empire Hope, in the end, wasted smoke. They didn't go from behind because they were not confident enough in their team fight potential. I do question, like, what kind of... If you go for a Hail Mary smoke, which is what I like to call these, which is smoke without vision and with very limited opportunities and possibilities, I just don't love this. I mean, it's just kind of a waste. You need these smokes to be very valuable. And the current state of Dota means that, yes, smokes come much more often, of course, but they're still incredibly valuable. Like, there's still quite a big timing on them. So you gotta keep buying the smokes, sure, but not using them immediately. It was not a good idea for them. There's a smoke by Nemiga, but this is post-Rashad smoke. So there's smoke to force a team fight. And yeah, you lack the vision, but your possibilities are bigger because you know you can fight in more engagements. Alright, Nefrit. I don't think he cares about this. Look, they're all going against Nefrit. He has the Aegis, he's trying to gain time. He might actually kill Egnar in the process, though. The Primal Roar has actually been reflected to Mastery, which means it's a useless Primal Roar. They killed like this first of all people. Then Egnar immediately destroyed. Takai is about to die as a collateral damage. The GG is called. Empire don't want to have any more to do with this game. They acknowledge this is a loss 22 minutes in. And I'm just gonna say, man, that Slark mid, nope, not the idea. Not the idea. I didn't love the idea of a Slark mid. I think, yes, theoretically the lanes were good for you, but you can't only think about the lanes. They should have thought there about the tempo of your game, what you were trying to accomplish, and unfortunately, Team Empire Hope will lose game number 1 against Nemiga. We still have game number 2. It's a best of 3, so stay tuned, guys, for game number 2, which will start shortly. My name has been DSwordfish. I've been your caster for today, and before we go, one shout out from our sponsors. Guys, our partner, EGB.com, gives you an awesome proposal. First deposit bonus up to $600. At EGB.com, you can also find convenient service, daily quests, and a bonus system. Interested? Click on the banner on the broadcast to learn more. It's been a pleasure, guys. We'll see you soon with the next game of the day between Nemiga Gaming and Team Empire Hope. Until then.
EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.